the 5-Minute Salute. I'm your host, Chris Budihas, and today's segment is sponsored by the Military Affairs and Veterans Department of the City of Jacksonville. With Harrison Conyers and the team out there squaring away with veterans, make sure they get the benefits that they rate. Joining me virtually from the sunny city of Los Angeles, Danny Alvarado with Pathfinder Network, and then we have Jeanette down in frigid Coral Springs, Florida with Mary Kay. Good to see y'all. So, Danny, where are you originally from, and what did you do in the military? And tell us about Pathfinder Network.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Pleasure to be on. I'm originally from Southern California, like you said, from El Monte, which is about 30-minute drive east of Los Angeles. I was in the Navy for a little over 5 years. I was a Navy corpsman stationed in Camp Pendleton and 29 Palms.
That's great. Tell us about Pathfinder Network.
Pathfinder Network. So it's a not-for-profit based out of Portland, Oregon. What we do is we help support folks who were previously incarcerated with support systems, programs, education once they get out. Not just those individuals who were incarcerated, but also their family members through education, mentoring programs for their wives, spouses, and children. That's
awesome. Well, thanks. Jeanette, good to see you. So where are you originally from, and what did you do in the military? And tell us about Mary Kay.
Well, first of all, I apologize. My second cat decided to wake up, so she wants to be on camera too.
Somebody's got to be in charge. Why not the cat?
I'm from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I joined the military when I was 19. I started in navigational aids, and I was miserable because I was working with all men. And then public affairs guy said, "Hey, Airman, come work for me." So I did that for a year and a half and loved it. And then they were going to send me back to navigational aids again. So I joined Mary Kay instead because it was with women. And it was the philosophy of working with women was so much better. I stayed in the Air Force for 3 years active and 7 reserve.
Oh, excellent. Well, hey, thank you both for your service. Obviously, if you didn't do what you did, we couldn't do this here today. So, Jeanette, how long have you been with Mary Kay?
I started 40 years ago.
Wow.
In December, it was 40 years ago.
Congratulations. And how's business? Is Mary Kay one of those businesses that everybody's heard of Mary Kay, right? So it seems like it's got that long view, right? You guys are evolving as people don't realize like cosmetics evolve all the time.
Absolutely. And we have changed completely, but we have one product left from 1963, but it started with one person and now we're in 30 countries around the world.
Wow. So that one product has been around as long as the C-130. That's pretty amazing. So Danny, you're in the nonprofit space. So how hard is it with the nonprofit? What are some of your pain points?
Yeah, really good question. So it's always about fundraising in the space that we're in. So helping folks who are previously incarcerated, there's still a stigma, which is the work that we do and the support services we provide. Because we're a nonprofit, we rely heavily on donations. So we're always fundraising. The last couple of years, with all of the different dynamics within the environment, it's been very challenging. So because there's been a lot of hardships around, I think families have really kind of felt a lot of the pain points and are unable to give funds that they normally would be able to give. But what we're really fortunate of doing is that although we're primarily based out of the Portland, Oregon area, we've been around for over 30 years, so we're well established.
Wow.
There's a lot of other organizations throughout the U.S. that we partner with to provide similar services. So there's a large network out there. It's just a matter of tapping into it and supporting one another.
Well, thanks for coming out here to tell us about, Pathfinder Networks. This is great. I hope folks will take a look at their time, challenge, and treasure, and then help you guys with your effort. And then Jeanette, with Mary Kay, what's one of your pain points, as working in the business industry?
Well, for me, I moved 13 times, and our last move was during COVID, and my husband has cancer. So I literally stayed isolated for 3 years. We didn't even go to church. So my pain point has been trying to meet new people. And now that COVID, now that we're opened up again, I can get out to the businesses. But, for 3 years, it was very depressing to be isolated for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's funny, though two different industries, I tell people, even the military and my post-military career, because I'm an entrepreneur myself and then work for some clients, we're in the people business. And when you don't have contact with people, it makes it a lot harder, to talk about the nonprofit and making the impact on those families, which you guys are doing there with Pathfinder Networks. And then obviously with Mary Kay, people want to see the product, want to feel the product before they want to invest in the product. So now that's pretty amazing. So Danny, if you had one bit of advice for somebody that's in the service or getting ready to look for a career pivot that's a veteran, what's your one bit of advice for those looking to transition in the future?
Utilize your network. Utilize all the resources that are available out there. Go on LinkedIn, create an account. You'd be surprised how many veterans are on LinkedIn that are more than happy to connect with you over a cup of coffee, just to really chat about opportunities that are out there. You just have to kind of do your own little homework and go and do it and get it done. That's
excellent. Jeanette, how about you? If you had one bit of advice to tell somebody that, they're about a year out from separation, what would you tell them?
Well, I totally agree what he said, because we do need to, be on LinkedIn. I think that's probably the best place. And join the Chamber of Commerce. If you plan to stay where you're going to stay, I would highly recommend the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. And it, networking is gigantic. In my own military transition last year, I looked at, LinkedIn, just kind of seeing what I want to do, how I want to do it. More importantly, I tell folks, the first thing I did is I wrote down what I didn't want to do, and then started there. Then I kind of figured out what I did want to do, and then reached out to folks. And our veteran community was so giving, because people are like, I just reach out and say, hey, kind of curious, what do you do in that position? Or, hey, what does your company really do? And I said, you mind, if I send you an email? And they're like, no, let's get on a call. And then I'm like, well, I appreciate the time. And then had a more informed decision on what I want to do in my post-military career. So, no, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming on to tell your story. We're going to take your contact information, put it in our show notes, and get it out to the greater internet sphere. And thank you again for your service.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Chris. Thank you.
Absolutely. Reach out anytime on LinkedIn. Hey, folks, you like what you heard, please share us. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Take a look at our show notes. Connect with Jeanette and then Danny and see what they're doing with both their nonprofits and their businesses. We'll see our next segment, Live with Gratitude.
When they leave us for battle, we await their return. When their embrace is gone, we imagine them with us. Some don't come back. We grieve. Some come back hurting. We help. Heroes survive. We honor them. Heroes fall. We remember them. 150,000 veterans live in Jacksonville. We serve them. We're the Military Affairs and Veterans Department, City of Jacksonville. Because of them, our light never dims.